Alright, we're live, babe. You're live, honey.
Bonjour. Hi, I'm Chef Gregory Ashbaugh. I'm here to introduce Cuisine Cam. First of all, thank you for joining me tonight here in Paris.
We still have a minute, so you can schmooze for a sec, too.
I thought you said I was live.
You are, so.
Bonjour. Hi, I'm Chef Gregory Ashbaugh. I'm here to introduce Cuisine Cam. First of all, thank you so much for joining us here in Paris. I urge you to please message us tonight with your emails through live feed or through private messenger via Facebook at Cuisine Cam. Cuisine Cam, it offers classes you can tune in and cook in your own home, wherever you are. And you can probably just use the tools that you already have in your own kitchen. Today I'll be teaching basic but vital French techniques. Tonight we'll be making asparagus wrapped in ham with a bechamel sauce. The bechamel sauce is one of the classic 5 mother sauces in French cuisine and culture. This sauce is the foundation in which other sauces branch out from. Also, we're going to be blanching asparagus. Blanching also is a fundamental technique used in cooking, which I'm going to show you the proper technique today. So again, thank you for joining us here at Cuisine Cam. Let's get cooking.
And send in your email via the message.
And again, send in your emails via Cuisine Cam Facebook. So, first off, we're going to get our blanching water ready. Here to blanching, I got 1 large pot for water for blanching. I'm going to get that on the stove over here going. If you're cooking at home, do the same. Get a nice large pot, fill it. I got about halfway with water and put it on high heat. I'm going to do that right now. All right, so now we got our water going. That's going to be ready when we're ready to blanch. So in the meanwhile, we're going to make our bechamel sauce. Like I said, the bechamel, it's one of the classic 5 mother sauces, very important in French cuisine. Once you learn this basic recipe, you can build off that, add your own ingredients. Some classic accompaniments to the bechamel sauce are nutmeg, bay leaf, onion. You can add Dijon. I'm sure you've heard of Mornay sauce. That's basically a bechamel with cheese. So, very important when you're making your bechamel. Always that typical ratio. It's always 1 tablespoon of flour to 1 tablespoon of butter to 1 cup of milk. You know, you can always double that. So today we're going to double that ratio. Okay, so very important. You're going to want to have hot milk to add. You never want to add cold milk. You're going to want to heat up your milk. Hot milk is going to help reduce having any lumps because you want to acquire a nice creamy, smooth, velvety consistency. So, like I said, we're going to multiply that recipe times 2. So we're going to be doing 2 cups of milk today. Here we have just some regular whole milk. It happens to be organic. I urge you never to use 2% milk. You don't want to use heavy cream. You always want to use your whole milk. It's very important. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out 2 cups of milk. Okay, perfect. I'm going to add it to my small saucepan here. I'm going to pop it on the stove to get warm. Very important, you don't want to scorch the milk, so I'm going to put it on a very low heat. You're not trying to boil it. Like I said, you're just trying to bring it up so it's not cold, warm to a nice hot. So I'm going to pop that on the stove over here. All right. Hopefully you're still with me. How's everybody doing? All right, so we got our warm milk working, and now we're going to work on the bechamel. So first, we're going to combine the butter and the flour to make a roux. I'm sure you heard of a roux. Also very important in French cooking. It's used to thicken sauces, soups, among other things. So right here I have an induction burner. I'm making the bechamel. You're going to want to use a heavy bottom pot, as so. You can see it has a thick bottom there to prevent scorching. Again, scorching's your enemy. We definitely don't want that. So we're going to go at about medium heat. All right. So right here I have some regular unsalted butter. Like I said, the ratio today is two tablespoons butter, 2 tablespoons flour to 2 cups of milk. So you can use a teaspoon at home. I'm going to use the measuring system right here on the paper. Okay. Get that butter into your saucepan. So you're not only melting the butter at this point, you want to get the butter to a frothy consistency. I'm sure you've melted butter before. When the fat starts to separate, it's going to start to foam a little bit. Again, watch your heat. I say medium heat, that's a little broad. Use your judgment. If it's a little too high, if you think the butter's starting to brown, turn it down. As you can see, it's enough for it's melting and it's starting to froth. The tool we're going to be using, wooden spoon. Very important, never metal spoon. You never want to put metal on metal. When you're scraping metal on metal, you're going to leave a metallic taste in your sauce, which I don't think anybody wants. I know I don't. So, again, I'm using the wooden spoon. I want to melt your butter. Up my heat a little bit. I hope some of you are cooking along with me here at home. So this is the start to your classic bechamel sauce. Butter and flour. Very simple ingredients. All right, you see that? You see how it's starting to foam? That's what you want to see. All right. Very important, stress again, do not let the butter brown. You're trying to achieve in a bechamel a nice white, creamy sauce. Nice and white, bright. Any kind of browning in the process will leave a discolored sauce. So, butter is starting to froth nicely. Again, this is just some regular AP flour, all-purpose flour. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons to this. 1 and 2. All right. Do not leave your sauce. Immediately start stirring. At this point, very key, you don't want any lumps. You want to really incorporate that flour into the butter. Again, watching your temperature. Always watching your temperature, being aware of what's going on. Cooking's a lot about feeling. If you're feeling like it's too high, it's probably too high. You know, kick it down a notch. Whether you're using gas, electric, induction burner, like such. So at this point, you're cooking the flour, actually. You never want to add raw flour, or eat raw flour, rather. So you're really going to want to cook that flour into the butter. Again, you do not want to brown. You're trying to achieve a nice paste. Always stirring. Always stirring. Make sure you hit the sides, scrape off any flour that might be stuck to the bottom. Don't be afraid. Okay. The bechamel sauce was named bechamel in about 1790, 1800s by Louis Bechamel here in France. All right. Okay, it's looking good. About 2 minutes, you should be at where you need to be. Just gonna add a touch more flour. Again, there's different variables in cooking. You know, there could be extra moisture in the pan. Sometimes you gotta use your judgment, add a little more flour. And that's looking just about perfect there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's get into a pasty consistency. Again, stirring at a nice even medium temperature. Very careful not to brown. More flour. Again, these are fundamentals in French cooking. Whether you're cooking professionally in a restaurant or you just want to up your levels at home and impress your family and friends, you know, these are basic, very important fundamentals in cooking. So, beautiful. Got our roux looks just about right. I'm going to go over and grab our milk from the other stove. So, our milk is just slightly warm, not cold anymore. Okay, at this point, I'm going to ladle my milk in. You do not want to ladle or pour all the milk directly at once. You're going to want to add just a little bit at a time. And the reason we're doing this is to avoid lumps. See how that immediately starts turning into a paste there? Okay, at this point, I'm going to switch from my wooden spoon over to your handy whisk. I'm sure you've all seen this before. I'm sure you have one in your kitchen. This again is going to help not make any lumps in your sauce. Whisking vigorously. Yeah, that's what you want to see, nice and smooth. Don't be afraid to get a little aggressive with it. Keep adding your milk a little bit at a time. Again, the ratio for this, I use 2 tablespoons of flour to 2 tablespoons of butter to 2 cups of milk. Okay, pour a little bit more in here. Perfect. This is what you want to see, nice and smooth, velvety. Now again, these are obviously very simple ingredients: flour, butter, milk. You could add anything to it that accompanies the food that you're preparing. And I'll be creative. Today I think I'm going to use a little salt, pepper, and just a little simple nutmeg. Beautiful. Go ahead and pour the rest of this milk in. And continuing to stir. Okay, at this point, I'm going to turn up the temp just a little bit. You want to bring it up to a boiling. Or not a boiling, but rather when it starts to bubble. Again, you want to continue stirring to avoid any scorching on the bottom. I can hear my water boiling over there, which is great. All right. So, got that nice white creamy velvety sauce here. All right, well that's coming up to temp. I'm going to pop over here to my cutting board. And let's talk blanching. All right, like I said, today we're preparing ham wrapped around asparagus. So we're going to be blanching this asparagus. Why do we blanch? For a few important reasons. We blanch, of course, mainly to par cook something or fully cook something, usually a fruit or a vegetable. We also blanch to maintain a nice vibrant color. Once you blanch something like a green vegetable, it's going to bring out that nice bright green color that you want, nice and vibrant. Also, you can blanch to relieve any bitterness from a food like kale. Blanching, very important. Like I said, today we're going to be blanching this nice, beautiful asparagus. So before we blanch these asparagus, we have a little prep to do. You're going to want to cut off about an inch, inch and a half. These about so. Doing that, I like to take the end down, flip them over, line them up evenly. All right, and then we're going to place them on a cutting board, pull them together in a nice bunch. Back to our bechamel. You can see now that it's bubbling. At this point, you're going to want to turn that down to a nice simmer. You want to cook and reduce that bechamel for about 10 minutes. Very important, again, I can't stress enough, do not take your eye off it, come back to it, keep stirring it. You don't want the bottom to scorch. Once it scorches, you're pretty much done. So, if you can see that, it's just simmering, just a little bit of bubbles coming up. Very gentle. So, beautiful, we're gonna leave that, let that cook. We're gonna come back to our asparagus. Simple knife technique, just got a simple chef's knife here. Cutting the asparagus. You want to put the tip down here, run your knife once through, commit to the asparagus, be done with it. Discard these ends, and continue with the rest of the asparagus. Okay, lining them up like such, keeping them together, nice and tight, curl your fingers. I'm a right-hander, so I'm using my left hand to hold the vegetable. See how my fingers are back. You want to cut those nice tips off. So again, tip down, right through once. Commit to your cut. All right, last bunch here. Again, boom, boom, boom. 2, hold them together. Take your knife, tip down first, run them right through. And we can discard that. All right. So at this point, we're going to want to peel the end of the asparagus off. We're just going to lightly peel about an inch or so at the bottom, just to reveal that nice white crispy inside. And it also gives a nice presentation. So I'm going to run through and do that. And that's about what you're looking for. See the end, just revealing that nice, crispy, beautiful end there. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. Keep an eye on my bechamel. Looking very nice. Always stirring. Make sure you stir the sides. Beautiful. All right. Just bear with me while I peel the rest of these. So again, blanching, very important cooking process. Now before I drop these in, I'm going to salt my boiling water very heavily with a nice handful of salt. I'll show you about how much to do. Why do we salt this? For two reasons. Obviously, for seasoning, you're going to flavor the asparagus. Two very important, which most people don't know. The salt's actually going to help the vegetable crisp up. You're going to get a nice crispy end result, which we're trying to achieve. Crispy, bright. So today we're going to blanch these. Very, very important. We're going to blanch at 1 minute. 1 minute, no longer. You're going to want to have a timer ready. Pop them in 1 minute out into a nice cold water bath. Your basic is soft vegetables such as asparagus, green beans, broccoli, always 1 minute. 2 minutes on hard vegetables such as carrot, cauliflower, things with a hard substance like that. 2 minutes, nothing more. So 1 minute for soft vegetables, 2 minutes for hard vegetables. You know, it's a common mistake when people are blanching is they tend to overcook them, and you're going to get a limp vegetable, which is not what we want. All right, we're almost finished up here. Again, thanks everybody for joining us. Just want to mention, if you're enjoying this at all, next week, Friday, same time, 11 Paris time, we're going to be doing another free cooking course. And I'm proud to say next week we're going to be doing 3 courses, and we're going to have our master pastry chef, Sebastian Cheney, on. Very amazing pastry chef. He's going to do a creme brulee. All right, so we got our asparagus ready. So, important, before we blanch, I don't know if you ever heard the term, it's called mise en place. It's called put in place as a translation in English, which means you always want to have everything ready to go. You don't want to be rushing around at the last second. So, like I said, after we're blanching these, we're going to pop them into cold water to stop the cooking process, not only, but to the cold's going to crisp up the vegetable as well. So we're going to want that ready before we pop them in. So I'm going to get some cold water and some ice in this bowl. All right, so I got my cold water ready, and I'm almost about ready to blanch. Okay, like I said, very important when you're blanching. Have to salt the water. Very important. Like I said, seasons not only, but also helps crisp up the vegetable. So I'm going to add a nice handful of salt, about not yay much. Don't be afraid. All right, so I'm going to go over and salt my water. All right, so my water is salted. I want to get my timer ready. Just about now, 1 minute, drop them. I also have my strainer ready. I'm going to strain my asparagus in there. You can also pull them out with tongs. whatever you're comfortable with. Just the most important part is to get them out at 1 minute, no longer, no less. Stir my bechamel again. Yeah, you can see that, nice and creamy. Also, again, you can email us right now via Facebook at Cuisine Cam. Please send us your emails. We'd love to hear your comments and your feedback. And if you're enjoying this class, and if you want to learn more about Cuisine Cam. So I'm at 1 minute right now. So asparagus drained, 1 minute, right into the cold water. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna set these aside. Let them cool properly. You can let them sit in the water for a little bit longer. I'm gonna let them sit until I'm done prepping the ham, but you want to at least do 1 minute of cooling time. So, like I said, I'm gonna wrap these beautiful asparagus in some nice ham. It's gonna be the nice combo of the fatty ham with the crisp vegetable. You can use prosciutto, serrano ham, anything you like, you're comfortable with. Today I just have this beautiful English style ham here, which I happen to love. Clean up my cutting board. Oh, perfect. All right. So I'm going to cut these into strips. A little less than, or about 1.5 inches, I would say. I think I can get about 4 slices for each of these. Oh, again, some simple knife techniques. Cutting this ham, I'm not going to use it flat. The knife is designed to use the tip. So I'm going to just use the tip and I'm going to run it down so I get nice even slices. So if you can watch me here carefully, I'm not going to put my knife down. I'm going to keep your knife up and just use just the tip. Line it up where you want to slice. Make nice, perfect slices like such. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and finish slicing off the ham like this. If you're comfortable, you can stack up a few slices to save some time. Make sure you just stack them up evenly on top of one another, like so. Okay. And again, we're going to do the same exact process. You're going to want to take just the tip of the knife, run it down nice and straight. So again, nice, straight. Perfect. I'm going to set these aside so we can now assemble our asparagus wrapped in ham. Okay. So here I'm making a little assembly line. I'm going to line my ham slices up like such. Line the ham slices up like that. Again, keeping your eye on your bechamel, coming back to it, stirring it. Beautiful, it's looking perfect. All right, so at this point, you're not going to want any extra water in your saute pan. So I'm going to drain my asparagus on a towel. Make sure you're being very delicate. Asparagus is a nice, beautiful, delicate vegetable. You want to treat it nicely. Again, those of you at home, if you want to email us with any comments, let us know how you're liking the course, anything you're interested in learning, and anything else you want to know about Cuisine Cam. We also have Pastry Cam with Sebastian if you're interested in learning patisserie from a trained master pastry chef, a good friend of mine, very talented pastry chef. All right, so these are pat dry. So this is a little technical part. I'm going to watch closely. When I take your asparagus, you're going to want to lay it diagonal, like such, leaving about this much of the end exposed. You don't want to start the ham at the bottom. You want to start it at about 2 inches up, like so. Okay, so you want to tuck that part over, all right, and just roll it like such. Moving the asparagus and the ham so it wraps up like such. And that's what you're trying to achieve. Don't be afraid if it's a little loose. We're going to sear these on pan, and it's going to seal them right up. So I'm going to stack them right there. I'm going to go ahead and do a few more. Then you want to kind of go at an angle, so you're going up the stalk. So. Again, next Friday is very exciting. Same time, a week from today. We're going to be cooking a 3-course menu. Could be up to 2 hours, depending on how quick we get through it. The 3 courses, what we're going to be doing. First course is going to be a classic. It's called œuf mimosa, which translates into egg flour. You might know it as a deviled egg. It's a French-style stuffed egg, which we're going to show you the proper technique to achieve a nice creamy, delicious egg. Second course, we're going to be preparing a chicken roulade. It's going to be poached, and we're going to stuff that with mushrooms. So you're going to be learning some poaching technique, sauteing technique. And again, we're going to finish up with a dessert. Sebastian's going to do his French-style creme brulee. If you contact us, we can give you a list of ingredients and tools you'll need to cook along. Like I said, we're trying to make this recipes, stuff that's not too hard to find. You can go to your grocery store and pick up the ingredients, and I'm sure you have most of the equipment already right in your kitchen. And again, this is all classical French. Okay. Go ahead and do a couple more here, and then we're going to brown these up. So to brown these, I'm going to use a saute pan. I recommend a non-stick, which we're going to use today. Okay, so I'm going to set my bechamel to the side for now. While I grab my saute pan. Okay. So like I said, non-stick pan. It's got a solid bottom on it. We're gonna get that down. We're gonna get that preheating. So we're gonna coat this pan with a little olive oil. Even though it's non-stick, you still want to use a little olive oil. You could use butter, but there's already enough fat in the dish between the bechamel and the ham. So a little olive oil is perfect, about a tablespoon or so. Okay, very important as well. Before you add your olive oil, make sure your pan's hot. The reason for this is you're going to burn the olive oil potentially, and it's going to leave a bad taste in the dish. So you want to make sure the pan's hot before you add the oil. So we're doing this at about a medium high again. You might have to adjust a little bit. I can feel it getting hot. It's hot enough. I'm going to add my oil now. You can eye a tablespoon. Like I said, you're looking to about coat the bottom of the pan, like such. Good. Just enough to coat. I'm going to go ahead and roll up a couple more of these ham spears. I'm going to show you how to plate this up beautifully as well. I'm going to show you a little classic plating technique called the spoon drag, which we use in restaurants. Which you can do right at home and impress your friends. So again, today we're just kind of giving you a little intro of Cuisine Cam. We definitely can get a little more involved. Today I just wanted to show you a couple of the classic techniques, like I said, like blanching and learning one of the classic sauces like bechamel. So I hope you're taking this all in. So cool. So we're not trying to get this to a smoking point. I can feel like it's just getting hot enough. Okay, I'm going to go drop them in. So very important, I'm going to drop the folded side down where the ham meets. That's going to seal it up. And I hear just a little sizzle, which is exactly what you want to hear. Enough sizzle where you know it's hot. So at this point, our asparagus is cooked. We're basically warming our asparagus through, and most importantly, we're just putting a little brown crisp on the ham to give it a little more texture and a little more flavor. So, dropping my beautiful ham spears in the pan. So we're going to do these in batches. We're not going to put these all in at once. If you crowd the pan, you're not going to get that nice brown. You're going to take the temperature down too much. So I'm going to use a spoon today to move these around. I urge you to use tongs. Might be easier for you. Just going to grab a plate here to remove my ham spears on. So this process is not going to take too long. Just don't want your hand to stick to the pan, and you want your ham to stay rolled nicely on the spear. You're going to move around a little bit, just keeping your eye on it. Being nice and gentle. Again, I think I'm just going to adjust my heat. I'm just going to turn it up just a touch. Like I said, don't be afraid. Use your judgment at home. Smelling beautiful. All right, I think we're about there. I'm just gonna flip them over. I want to show you. So we're just trying to get just a little brown on there, just for a little texture, a little more flavor. Again, being very gentle. You don't want the ham to unwrap. All right, beautiful. I hope you're all still with me. All right, so like I said, not too long. This has been what, maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops. I'm gonna remove them. I'm gonna put them on my plate over here. Okay, I'm gonna add my second batch now. Very carefully line them in the pan, like such. So this is very simple dish. You know, anybody could do this. Hear that nice sizzle? Yeah, I love this dish because we got the nice crisp, fresh vegetable. Got a nice little fattiness from the ham, and the bechamel is going to be nice and creamy with it all. It all really works very nicely together. One of my favorites. I'm going to go ahead and flip these. Okay. Again, I want to show you that's just that nice brown, little crisp on there that you want for texture and flavor. That's what you're looking for. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to go grab my bechamel again. All right, back to the bechamel. Let's talk seasoning. So like I said, here we have your basic foundation. Many things you can add to it. Like I said, classics are bay leaf, nutmeg, onion, and of course salt and pepper always. So I'm going to season with salt and pepper. I know a lot of recipes give you measurements for salt and pepper, but I want to get you accustomed to just using your taste and your feeling in your eye. So I always salt and pepper to just my eye. So for about this much sauce, we got some nice ground sea salt here. Season with. Oh, some nice fresh cracked black pepper, one of my favorites. So, and like I said, we're going to use nutmeg today. I got some some fresh nutmeg here that I'm going to grind. Not too much because it's really strong. So a few turns of the nutmeg. And I'm going to incorporate that. Well, again, if you can see this, nice and creamy. That's what you're looking for. All right, so very important. We're going to taste this. Very important in French cooking. You want to taste, 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 taste. You don't want to serve anything to your guests that you haven't tasted, of course. Very obvious, but a lot of people don't. So grab one of your clean kitchen spoons. And again, I'm going to show you the back of the spoon. See how it's coating the back of the spoon? That's what you want to see. Okay, I'm going to give this a taste. Right on point. I don't think it needs any more salt or pepper. I think we're good to go. Okay, beautiful. I think we're ready to plate. So I think this is more of a first course appetizer dish. So, if you're serving this, I would serve these on a small plate to your guests. So, six small plates for 6 guests, maybe 2 to 3 spears each and a little bit of sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a small plate and show you a plate of it. All right, so grab this small appetizer, first course size plate. Nice, beautiful green plate. Okay, so bechamel is hot. Okay, I'm gonna grab one of my kitchen spoons. I always keep a few handy here. All right, so like I said, I want to show you classic restaurant style plating. This is called the spoon drag. I'm going to put a dollop of sauce, basically about 7 o'clock, and I'm going to drag my spoon through it like such. You're not using the tip of the spoon, you're using the side of the spoon with the back facing away from you. And you're just going to, nice and gently, like you're painting a picture, nice smooth, one time is all. So you're going to want to start by putting a dollop of sauce. When you're plating sauce, think about how much food you have. You want enough sauce to incorporate a little bit of sauce with each bite. So again, right at 7 o'clock, like so. I'm going to do just another little. Okay, just a nice little dollop at 7 o'clock. And again, like I said, using the back of your spoon, one time, you got one shot. It's not back and forth. Side of the spoon, one time. Boom. Okay. This is what you get. It's like a paint stroke. Nice and beautiful, all right? So now, come back, we're gonna grab our nice asparagus and ham here. Depending on how hungry your guests are, I don't know, maybe they want 3. I'm pretty hungry today. I'm gonna plate them like such. Maybe crisscross and stack them up. 2. I always like to plate in odd numbers, 3, 5. So there you have it. Move this over so you can see. So this is our final presentation. You have this asparagus wrapped in ham. A nice creamy bechamel sauce. So very important final step. I'm going to go ahead and taste this. See how we do here. Get a little sauce with it. C'est bon. Very perfect. So like I said, blanching is very key. The asparagus is so nice and crisp. It's got a bite. The ham's nice and brown and fatty. Nice creamy sauce. As you can see. Beautiful. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed this class today and you enjoyed Cuisine Cam. Like I said, please make sure we get your email for updates next week. We have a list of all our ingredients and our tools to cook along with us next week. We really urge you to do so. So yeah, next Friday is going to be with our master pastry chef, Sebastian Cheney. Good friend of mine, very talented, makes delicious pastries. I'm excited to eat it. So like I said, yeah, next week is going to be demonstrating the 3 courses. We're going to be doing the œuf mimosa first course. Second course is going to be a chicken roulade with mushroom. And finally, a creme brulee. Techniques you're going to be learning is poaching, some more knife techniques, some more plating. You're going to learn saute. So yeah, if you enjoyed, I really hope you will come join us next Friday. And please check us out on Facebook, Facebook and Twitter. You can find us at Cuisine Cam. Message us anytime with any questions. We'd love to hear your feedback, things you're interested in, things we could show you. Maybe you can sign up for Cuisine Cam class. So hope you enjoyed everything and can't wait to see you guys next week. Au revoir.